And without further ado, we want to welcome our guest today. I'll have you introduce yourself and share your screen if you don't mind, and take it away.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Corinne, for having me here today. Hi, everyone. My name is Aditya, and I am a researcher at Stanford University and the co-founder of Inspirit Education. Inspirit is a virtual reality education platform and company with the goal of really bringing the next generation of science labs and science simulations to K-12 and higher education around the globe. My goal today is to walk you through a little bit of what we do as a platform, but also spend some time sharing some of our research and findings around why you should even think about bringing VR or virtual labs and virtual experiences to your environment. These are my details. I work at Stanford. This is my email, my Twitter handle, links to our website. I will also have this up at the end of the presentation. I would love to be available as a resource to you, whether this is me offering my personal time or my time as someone working at Inspirit. More than happy to help out in any way moving forward. So please let me know. Oops, I think some of these images didn't load. But what I wanted to show with this slide really is take a look at some of the images at the bottom that you see. These are typically what online courses look like today. You have a teacher, you have a voiceover, you have a whiteboard, a digital whiteboard, or an electronic whiteboard where you're essentially allowed to draw, sketch out stuff, and talk through science topics. Now, the reality is while this is very easy to deliver and easy to create, content delivered in this fashion is just not immersive, engaging, interactive enough. And honestly, science education and STEM education more broadly was always designed to be immersive. We have data that shows us that more than half the students who start a STEM course, whether online or offline, drop out without finishing the course. And this is especially true for high school. So they're even more so true for community colleges and early undergraduate education. And a large part of the reason for why people drop out is because content is just not engaging enough, and it does not stimulate that same sense of curiosity, that same sense of deep engagement and critical thinking that you want content to stimulate in the learner. And we have many teachers and instructors around the country who are already asking and looking for better ways to engage with science content. Now, the reality is science was always designed and meant to be experiential. It was always supposed to be something you can experience, something you can be inspired by, something that stimulates curiosity through interactive learning. And our goal at Inspirit really is trying to replace this digital whiteboard and offer you a collection of tools that are 3D, 360, VR, immersive, hands-on, engaging, that can be used to teach lessons in a way in which that was just not possible. Our platform promotes learning by experiencing. It promotes doing, curiosity-driven learning in ways in which that were probably even considered impossible before. What have we learned from our research? I mean, we are a company that is very grounded in research. We came from our lab at Stanford and Georgia Tech, actually, which is where my co-founder is from, in Atlanta. And we ran a series of pilot programs in K-12 high school districts and a couple of universities also, all the way since 2018 for the last 2 years. And this is just one of our early pilots from back then when we built our very first biology curriculum in VR. And these were virtual labs, virtual simulations that took you into the human body. These were aligned with the Georgia standards as well as with the NGSS standards. And we saw very high increases. We had a comparative study where we compared VR to non-VR interventions like video, like the textbook, like in-class instruction. And we saw that just integrating 5 to 7 minutes of VR was able to dramatically boost student confidence, critical thinking, and engagement levels, and also improve overall retention. I have a quick video that I'd like to play that kind of walks you through what some of our VR experiences look like. As this video plays, I might just pause it in the middle, and after this video plays, I'll jump deeper into explaining what some of the modules look like. But what you're going to see now is a collection of physics, chemistry, and biology simulations where you are actively engaging with a problem and solving something while learning about a phenomena or a topic. I will also speak over it as we go through the video. The thing that we have built at Inspirit really is we've built an entire collection of three-dimensional and 360 assets. What you're seeing here is basically an atom, which is an element that's part of the periodic table. We have the ability for you as a teacher to get hold of, manipulate, and play with virtually every single element in the periodic table. We can also allow you to perform science experiments as you would in a chemistry lab, but further also give you the power and the capability to actually zoom in to the microscopic structure and really look at the state of matter and really understand how things like changes in temperature, changes in pressure can influence what the atomic structure or the states of matter look like. In biology, we have microscopic tours where this is a eukaryotic cell where you're able to disassemble and assemble the parts of the cell yourself. We allow you to look at the chromatin fibers, zoom in, zoom out, and really understand what the spatial layout of the cell looks like. We let you physically pick up and manipulate and play with these objects. This is a mitochondria and the outer membrane of a mitochondria specifically, that's the inner membrane, and we let you again open stuff up and really look at what is happening inside. In physics, we have built these physics playgrounds where you can virtually shoot objects from cannons, look at the free body diagram of the object, look at the path, the projectile traced by the object, throw objects of different masses, different structures, and really understand how the angle of throw influences the velocity, the distance it travels, do things around buoyancy, but also we also let you manipulate parameters like change gravity and throw the ball once again, change air resistance, change friction, change the material of the surface as well, really giving you full control over these labs and environments. The product really is a collection of these physics, chemistry, and biology simulations. They are customizable. They're basically open-ended worlds or individual models and assets that you can pick up as a teacher, and you are completely free to manipulate them, add your own voiceover, and build your own lesson. We do not create our own storylines. We don't have our own voiceover. We just give you these tools, and you as an instructor can create and build your own customized lesson and export it either as a 2D video, export it either as a VR simulation that opens up on headsets, or export it as a desktop simulation that works on an existing computer. These are just some stills. In biology, most of our labs happen in the microscopic world. In physics, these are simulations where you can run experiments and look at anything in Newtonian physics and mechanics. In chemistry, we have labs and also atomic as well as microscopic and macroscopic experiments that you can run. We have data that shows that through our pilot studies that our platform dramatically boosts critical thinking skills, improves self-efficacy towards learning science, and students spend more time on Inspirit content, significantly more than the average educational video. So if you are having your students watch videos and other static content, very passive content to learn science, consider integrating 3D 360 content into your ecosystem because we have data that shows that it dramatically boosts engagement, interest, and also we have seen our teachers really sharing and being very, very strongly for and supportive of the content that we've built. Everything we've built has been built by teachers and with a team of teachers, and we think it truly is adding value to the teaching experience. Why VR and why does this even work in the first place? Our content is hardware agnostic, but if you do have access to a headset, you can access all our stuff in a VR headset. And we have seen that the ability to really feel like you are present in the cell or in these images, which are from our lab at Stanford, where you're walking the plank on the top of a skyscraper, we have seen that it creates a sense of presence, this sense of being somewhere else, which can truly stimulate a very, very deep, visceral sense of experience, which can very deeply promote learning, whether this is taking you underwater as part of an ocean experience. This is another still from one of our projects at Stanford, where you can play with coral reefs and really understand what's happening at the bottom of the ocean. VR really is what is really the next generation of what immersive interactive content can be. We have a large collection of labs, simulations, assets, models, all three-dimensional in nature. Our platform is customizable, incredibly easy for you to build and align with standards. We work with teachers who teach at the middle school level. We work with teachers who teach at senior year of college, in a university, in a STEM program. All these across this entire spectrum, we've had teachers find value in using our platform. You can integrate real-time assessments. So, and I have some screenshots that I will share in a bit, where not only can you just build experiences and create your own lesson, you can also integrate multiple choice questions that the students have to complete as they watch or perform a simulation in these virtual worlds. So they're self-paced, they're designed to be short so that it's a very deep but short and not too long an experience. And it's research and efficacy backed. We have data, like I just showed, that really improves outcomes. And the most important thing is we are hardware agnostic. So you do not require a VR headset to work. We work on the PC, we work on laptops, we work on Chromebooks. We also work on Oculus and HTC Vive VR devices. The experience is virtually the same. The only difference is if you're accessing us on your computer, you would use your keyboard and your mouse to explore and complete the exercises, while in the VR headset, you would use your hands to, with the controllers, to complete the exercises. Our platform sort of looks like this. This is kind of the home screen where you have a huge catalog of experiences. You can complete an experience on the left, and on the right, you have access to the customizable worksheet that you as a teacher can customize and modify. As a teacher, you can even manage your classroom. You can assign a worksheet, a custom worksheet. You can build a custom lesson plan, and you can see the gradebook of the students as they complete activities. You can also build your own lessons by recording your audio on top of a VR simulation, complete it yourself, and stream it either to a Zoom session or to an offline a video library where your students can watch it at their own time and complete a worksheet, and all that data comes straight to this platform. So that's kind of a quick overview of the entire platform. As a teacher, we have seen teachers integrate us in the classroom as an in-class tool where one person wears the headset, you stream to your projector, and you actually complete a simulation and talk your students through the activity. We have seen this work really well in labs. So whether it's a science lab or a computer lab, you can install a VR system or a space and really make use of our content and our platform. But most of our teachers actually enjoy using us as a home tool where students are assigned homework, assignments, tests, practice material, repetition by engaging with these worlds. Teacher films content, creates her own labs, creates her own lessons, and just you can export it as a code, which the student just has to enter, and they can complete the activity, the worksheet, and you get all the data on how they performed, how they did, and they can do these from their PCs, their Macs, their Windows machines, or their Chromebooks from the home. We have data across all of these three different use cases that shows that our platform significantly improves outcomes over other options. So the platform is free. We have built an entire collection of VR labs and simulations completely available for free. We actually are oversubscribed. We anticipated rolling out our platform with 500 teachers a week ago or 2 weeks ago, actually. And what has happened, sorry about that. What has happened, unfortunately, as we rolled out the platform in the last week was we anticipated around 500 users to be onboarded. We had around 35,000 teachers from around the country that signed up and have been using our platform. So we have now opened a wait list because we're a small company, we're just getting started, and we're just trying to onboard teachers bit by bit, but we plan to roll out our platform in phases with thousands of teachers week on week starting next week. So please go to our website and sign up. You get access to all the labs and all the activities, and you can create lessons too. If you subscribe to the premium plan, which costs $5 per teacher per month for a full classroom of students, you get access to more advanced creation tools and the ability to manage a classroom and export a lesson and actually have your students complete worksheets and see their grade results at the same time. If you work at an institutional level and you're looking for plans for your entire school or your university or your district, then we of course have kind of bigger enterprise plans that can have further discounts and offers available. Accessibility and affordability is a very big criteria for us, so we've tried to make this as affordable as possible. The only reason we charge for premium and enterprise plans is because we use a lot of backend databases to store the labs and the content you create, and that's the only reason why we have a premium plan available if you want more storage and more options to share and build VR experiences. Finally, I mean, we have a YouTube channel where you can see quick samples. If you just Google Inspirit Learning on the YouTube website, you should have access to samples. If you go to our website, inspiritvr.com, you'll have access to podcasts where we've interviewed teachers who use our platform, who are experts in this space. We also have FAQ and more details on our product. Inspiritvr.com/download-platform will give you access to where you can sign up and be notified as soon as we launch and give you access to download and use our platform. Those are my email IDs, my website, and other contact details. Please, as I said in the beginning, I would love to be available as a resource. Please feel free to reach out to me if I can help with anything. Thank you so much for your time, and I'm happy to answer questions.
You did such a great job. Let's open it up for any questions that anyone might have. And I'm going to also share just a few new things that are happening in the VR world. And first, any questions? Let me, feel free to jump in if anyone wants to ask anything at any time. I want to share with you some other things that are happening in the VR world right now. And I think the future, and I love what Inspirit VR does because it has the online version in 2 dimensions, has the lesson plans, it has the connectivity where we can use it in the classroom. And right now, I know we're in a special moment. We have schools across many states going fully online, and some are in A/B schedules. But I really believe the future of learning is truly immersive, where it can be anywhere, anytime, at any skill. And with that thought in mind, I wanted to share with you a couple new things that are happening just recently. First of all, one of the biggest concerns as I've been doing virtual training for VR at schools is they are very interested in, beside maybe using Clorox wipes or something, which is very effective, if there's a bigger scale product. And what we're seeing is companies like Cleanbox VR creating a safe alternative. Basically how it works is you put a headset of any type inside the Cleanbox for exactly 1 minute. It's ISO 9001 certified. It uses ultraviolet light to make sure everything is up to sterilization needs. They use the same thing in broadcast sports, TV, film. They're using all of this right now. But obviously, as you use this, things have changed. What we now recommend is that we used to recommend that the student have another student stand right next to them, basically help them with their headset on and off. Now we're laying it down, we're sterilizing it or wiping it down between users. We usually wait a couple minutes in between users. So it's a little bit different environment. We are seeing VR growing greatly right there. Of course, Inspirit, beautiful job right there. Other partners that we work with at Bytespeed, we always mention all of our partners during an event, and we will mention in every single one coming up, that of course Inspirit as well. Victory VR, Victory XR, sorry, has added some new features that I thought I'd share with the group, because this is also just like Inspirit, really kind of changing the world around you. They have something new called the Victory XR Campus. And let me explain before we watch the video, because I think it can be a little confusing. The concept here is everyone puts a headset on, and it's also headset agnostic, and it allows you to see your avatar in the room. So let's kind of take a look at how this XR campus works.
Let's start with the teeth. Everybody look at the teeth on the oral cavity. Or can you give me an example of a digestive issue that...
Now let me stop here to make sure you understand, because the very first time I looked at the video, I didn't understand. And then when I finally participated, I understood. What this allows you to do is take a class of any size and any location and bring them into your virtual space. So for example, this is the teacher running the app, if you would, or it could be you. But everyone in here is actually any of students, and they could be at home, they could be in the classroom, they could be in your lab, but we bring them into this virtual space. Their voice can be heard, their avatar can be seen. Let's listen in.
That would maybe put you in a hospital or make you have to go see a doctor. Claire, what do you think?
Celiac disease?
Celiac disease. Has anybody ever heard of celiac?
So it's not just for medical, as that video would portray. They're using it to teach almost every topic. So let's listen in to a paleontology class.
Right. So we have 5 different ancient Egyptian artifacts here. If you point your controller at any one of the eye icons, you can pull up an information panel. So just take a few minutes to take a look around, absorb the atmosphere, and learn a little bit about these artifacts here.
So you understand what I taught in this environment the other day. And I want you to imagine an entire campus of about, at this point, 30 different rooms that are teaching different topics. For example, this is the teacher, and you would actually start the beginning of class in a traditional classroom and invite the students to follow you. So they would use their controllers to follow you to the room, but you also have the capability of pressing a button as the educator and putting everyone in your space automatically. So if you get anyone
what you
lost,
see in front of you is the skeletal structure.
They can have a little direction to get inside. And then the students can go in the room, listen to the instructor or listen to the avatar instructor, but then the class can walk around and read some of the descriptions, move throughout at will to see where they want to go. So you can see here we have a very large class moving about. You can pick any skin color, clothing, whatever. As you log in, you quickly put your avatar. Now notice above your head is the name, so we know who is coming to class. And for example, now we invited them to a different space. They're actually going back in time. They're going back to where the dinosaurs actually lived and looking at a woolly mammoth here. And I have to tell you, I always, you see these things in books, but until you stand in virtual world and look up at one, it's really kind of hard to see how this would be very different. I see that this academy will grow with tons of other content. Right now they have a lot of science-based. Yeah, they just threw a woolly mammoth. You can interact as an avatar with anything in your space. But the teacher could be among the students and take that opportunity to teach, to do their lecture. And I think if we're continually going to be remote, this really opens up a category. Don't forget some of the headsets that are standalone. For example, let me show you some of the headsets that are not connected to the high-end computers, which could be more attainable by public education, could be in this. For example, the Oculus Quest and the HTC Focus starts at the price tag of around $399. But this headset can actually be used for both Inspirit and, of course, in the environment that we just show with Victory XR. But I have to tell you, still, there is a better experience in the higher end, like HTC Vive, and, of course, things like the Oculus Rift right now. And we're now seeing in this environment we're seeing use in every subject. I think STEM and of course nursing and the career pathways is automatic, but to be able to extend something into, for example, art and beyond. New partners that we have are like Zoe. Zoe allows you to create your space that you want the students to participate in, and the students can also create and build. Let's take a look. This app allows you to really truly create any three-dimensional asset. So a teacher or the students can create labs, move forward, and teach a variety of almost anything at any grade level. So things can have voice bubbles, they can be movement, consolidators, pretty exciting. It even has, if you're teaching any kind of coding class, this is more drag and drop, but it makes them understand their experiences and how any of this technology works together. Some other ones I want to definitely, if you haven't been to our site lately, we just had a big update at bytespeed.com/VR apps to get a good idea of some of the newest and latest apps out there. Another one of our partners, Up360, building tons of career labs. So I see this as a value-added proposition that you buy a single headset, get training, and then are be able to do so many different subject areas. For example, this is learning robotics.
Man, the heights Staten Island is the place I rep. I put my heart and soul into the very death. As I walk, people staring, they're like, how this kid swagging so tight? Oh my God, I'm a money-making machine. Quiet all the time, questions pop up. Where I'm getting that green, they wanna know where I go, what I do, where I'm at. Click, clack. Recommend you stay back. I'm a crazy made man for you yet to discover. Keep pushing my buttons and I'ma start the show. Let the others understand how I roll.
Now, Career Labs is now quickly expanding. They have everything now from culinary arts. This one wasn't their highest end, but I thought I'd show you. They teach everything in culinary arts, including the fry machine. So they have everything from fast food experiences. And I thought Aditya said something that really resonated with me. Don't forget, the teacher could have the headset at home and share their screen on Zoom to kind of show some of these experiences. It's not as good, of course, as being live in the headset yourself, but at least it gives some of these rich experiences in various subject areas. Onward to Career Labs. This one is having to do with machinists. So a lot of these hands-on fields are really difficult to do at home if you're fully remote. But if the teacher could wear the headset and share the screen, then at least the class would understand some of the experiences with, of course, the knowledge of the educator, explain what they're doing. So when the opportunity exists that the students can come back in, this will make a lot more sense to them to be able to jump in and do. But I love that Inspirit has the 2D experiences as well. Well, guys, I want to show you just a couple last in what's happening out there. Dual Good Health is now doing a lot of different experiences, including their CPR. They are now expanding to surgical units where they have to make emergency room. They're actually adding a COVID, going through what are the questions that you would ask, what would be the treatment being. Of course, that will continue to change. But with the sensors that's on our hands, those are only $99 extra, that allows them to actually test, in this case, CPR. Was the procedure deep enough and strong enough to be able to do these things? And you don't even have to have the mannequin. You can actually just use a pillow. I actually brought my pillow back to life last week. So amazing with all the things that are happening out there. Some of the newest headsets that Bytespeed is covering can be found at bytespeed.com/VR. We have the Vive Pro and the Cosmos. The Cosmos, the sensors are built into the headset, which makes it a little bit easier. We also have a new cart, and I have to contact me to be able to show you some of the new carts that are coming out very soon along the way. It's a little bit easier to move. We are even seeing other ways to keep everything clean at Amazon. They're checking out students that are having these AB days where they do come to campus. These face shields, and the students keep theirs and they can wipe it down, especially these plastic ones or use disposables and throughout. And I think the big deal here is even if we're teaching from home, to show how VR is being used in various industries. For example, as in
Institute of Technology. Wentworth is the local engineering, architecture, Polytech Institute in downtown Boston.
The faculty here in the program have been intimately involved with the design of the space. This building gives us a chance.
So this space was being built during the beginning of COVID, and they started out with blueprints like this. Well, then it became very, easy to understand that the faculty wanted to go into the building as it was being built and help with the design of their classroom and their space. Well, that became impossible. So what Wentworth is doing right now is, as they've been building, is they've been sending headsets to the faculty, the staff, and they can actually virtually walk into their spaces and see that space from their homes and talk about the design, so that if anything changes need to be made, since they really can't have anyone on site. So it's amazing how sometimes VR is solving problems that we didn't know we were going to run into here. So this is now how a lot of companies are expanding in construction. Construction can continue because they can go socially distance on job sites. But of course, a lot of times their customers can't come on board as well. So thank you for joining us today. Let me, if anyone has any questions, to me, this is not a matter of if or when. If you would email Inspirit or myself, we'll put you in contact with all of this information. Love to sit down with any of you. We're recording today, so if you're watching this at another time, feel free to contact us. We provide the full package. In other words, everything from sitting down with you at the beginning and talk about how you might use it, what apps are available. We then dig into making sure everything is safe. We build the computers based on the specifications that you need for your apps, along with the headsets. We make sure it's sent out to you with a cart so that you can move it around very easily. We also have training where I come on site or do virtual, where we help, because let's face it, if you're new to VR or any VR, there's a lot of learning curve involved. And we also continue to do webinars. We're going to start on a fall webinar series, and I'm sure we'll be inviting Aditya back to share with many others and share with many other products as we go. So we invite you to bitespeed.com and bitespeed.com/VR to join us for more. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Any questions today? I want to thank you for joining, and stay tuned, everybody, as they go live with Inspirit. Closing words today, and then we'll stop the recording.
Oh, thank you so much for this opportunity. This was wonderful presenting to all of you. As Corinne mentioned, also, please feel free to reach out to us if we can help out with getting you set up with VR. I think there's a lot of opportunities for you to try this new technology without even thinking about hardware and other pieces. Just get started with existing devices, look at what the options are out there, and there are very strong communities that are available to support you in getting this off the ground. So please feel free to reach out to us if we can help with anything. Thank you.
We're going to be posting this on the ByteSpeed site. I'm going to also send you the link to the recording if you want to put it on yours as well. Thank you. Take care.